teachings. Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhongkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Dorje. Let's pay homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today. Transformation from Sakyamuni Buddha's alms bowl. The lotus leaf child, the wish-fulfilling child. Om Bilinga Soha. Simu Dancing Katsu Tutan Siddhi Tutan Kama. Dharma masters, Dharma lecturers, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma tutors, temple and center directors, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do? Today we perform the wish-fulfilling child. Today we perform the Pingala Homa, and we've talked about his origin. He's the 500th child of Hariti, Buddha, Hariti mother, the youngest child, and caught or captured by Sakyamuni Buddha and placed and captured him inside his alms bowl, and by receiving the blessing and receiving good fortune due to the disaster, then he became a child, which is the wish-fulfilling child. The mantra of Pingala just now was a guitar playing by Master Lian Zi, and a few masters sang the Pingala mantra. And that was quite well. That was quite good. Like a children's song, because he's a child, right? The mantra is not easy to sing or to chant. I heard that they couldn't produce it. Bilinga Soha, because when and transmitted in Taiwan before, the mantra was just one note from beginning to end. Is that mantra chanting?
顶礼师尊，师尊，那个研究上是有感出一首呢，是 AI 做的，师尊，现在播放给师尊听一下。
Master Lin Jiu created one with AI. Can we play it now? Sure. Let's hear it.
不错啊。
Not bad.
总是有变化嘛，对不对？
There's some variation in it, right?
咒语只要有变化，
Strictly speaking, if there are variation, then it wouldn't be bad. That was good.
那个刚刚那个弹吉他的
And then the one with guitar playing
也不错。
was actually not bad too.
因为研究上是这个是刚刚用 AI 做的，是吧？
So Master Lin Chu just created now with AI.
刚送到的。
师尊好，顶礼师尊。其实呢，
Grandmaster.
法会之前呢，师尊到达之前做好的
Actually, it has been
这
completed
一个，然后
before Homa and asked me to play, but I did not.
然后呢，
But I did not play it.
很好啊，
That was good.
这样灌顶的时候会播放这一个，
So for the empowerment, that's what we will play.
还有下一次满烟童子凤王也会。
Oh,
不错不错。
that was really not bad.
研究上师也好，大家一起跳舞。
Mr. Lin Chu and everybody can dance together. And just dance together. That's something that we can dance to. And jive.
很好。其实咒音啊，变化。
So actually, there are many variations to mantra chanting.
想
I was thinking
咒音是很好变化。
it's very easy to improvise mantra chanting. It can
只要
comply with modern music as long as you know, or you're in the music field. You can improvise, and sometimes there are miracles
让你心里感觉到美。
that would move and touch your heart.
嗡比林嘎索哈。
Om Bilinga Soha.
如果是配的音乐，
If the music accompaniment is good, I'm thinking there's some music that I really like. It's the song called Chengdu. It's rather melancholy, but there are also variations in the melody.
可以配这个乐，也可以配这个乐。老人掉下泪的，不止树叶的酒，让我依依不舍的，不止你的温柔。一路还要走多远？你抓着我的手，让我感到为难的是真大的自由。其实这个也可以。
See, you can have such an accompaniment too.
嗡比林嘎梭哈梭哈梭哈，嗡比林嘎梭哈梭哈梭哈，嗡比林嘎梭哈梭哈，嗡比林嘎梭哈梭哈梭哈。这可以配啊，
See, you can match it,
这也有调子出来。
match them, and there's a melody too.
要，但是刚刚那个
But the one just now was very exciting,
可以调整。
and we can dance, jive. But this song is rather melancholy.
掉下泪的，不止昨夜的酒，让我依依不舍的，不止你的温柔。一路还要走多久？你抓着我的手。 是挣扎的一自由。好。边总是在 在九夜。
The thing that made me drop tears is not just last night's dreams. The thing that I cannot let go is not just your gentleness or tenderness.
我额头，在那阴雨的小城里，我从未忘记你。
In that little town, I've never forgotten you. The only thing I can't take away from Chengdu is you.
可我在成都的
On the streets in Chengdu City, you and I walk until all the street lights turn off and we never stop.
我把手揣进裤兜，
You hold my arms and I put my hands in my pockets
一定的尽头，
and we pass by the hotel and never stop. I don't quite memorize the lyrics,
这条就很好听，
but this song is really wonderful.
但你可以套到那个
And you can match it with Om Bilinga, and Soha means it's complete.
比林嘎
Soha.
梭哈，嗡，比林嘎梭哈梭哈梭哈，嗡，比林嘎梭哈梭哈梭哈，嗡，比林嘎梭哈梭哈梭哈，也可以变成这个调。
You can improvise it as such.
我的声音不是很好，
My voice is not that great,
我没有歌词啊。
and I have no lyrics, so I've forgotten.
成都我很喜欢听，
I really love the song Chengdu,
你们有歌词吗？
which is the name of the city in China. Do you have the lyrics?
你拿手机给我，
Show it to me.
这手机可以看。让我掉下眼泪的，不止昨夜的酒，让我依依不舍的，不止你的温柔。一路还要走多久？你抓着我的手。
What makes me cry is not only last night's wine. What makes me lingering is not just your tenderness. How far do we have to go? You clasp my hand, which makes me stump. It is such a struggling freedom. Separation is always in September, and the memory is quite melancholic. Under the drizzle, amidst the green weeping willows in deep autumn, I never forget you. The only thing I cannot take away from the city Chengdu is you. We walk on the streets of Chengdu City, never stopping until the street lights were turned off. And you hold my arms and I put my hands into the pockets. Walking through, passing the hotel, but never entering. So, but what Master Lianzi played on the guitar reminded me of a children's song. Zain, where is your friend, my friend? Where are you? Here you are. My friend is you.
我喜欢唱那个开火车。
I like the train. Let's put the little stools in on a row. Little friends, please come up. Please come up. Get on board. Our train is about to leave. I'm the one who drive it. Do.
我喜欢唱小蜜蜂。
I like singing the little bees.
大家一起
Let's all work.
来匆匆
Coming in a rush, going in a rush.
共行为
We are working hard.
春暖花开不做
As it gets warmer and the flower blooms in spring, if you don't work, how can you live through the winter? Let's work, let's work. Don't be like the lazy bug.
我就唱给那个，现在都唱给。
So I sing
今
those
天早
to
上
the.
录音来，我就唱给录音听。
This morning, Lu Yin, which is Grandmaster's youngest granddaughter, came, so I sang to Lu
我
Yin.
们这个荷叶童子，
So our lotus leaf child is a little child.
他是满愿童子。
He's a wish-fulfilling
希
child.
望今天你们来参加护摩，
So like today, attending this Homa, your wishes will be fulfilled.
这次的大法会啊，
The grand ceremony this time,
那个威力彩在台湾中，威力
the
彩
one who won the power lottery in Taiwan,
很多钱，好几亿。
lots of money, several billion,
这一次有来参加，
came to
中
attend the
的人有来
ceremony.
参加。
The winner of that power lottery attended the ceremony.
我不敢讲，不敢讲出他的名字。
I cannot say their
一
name
讲出来哦，
because
几乎所有人都认得，
everybody knows them
因为他是每一次我在台湾的将士唱
because
名的时候，
they are on the list when I call on the names of the
这一次在
VIPs.
西雅图的将士，
And this time at the Seattle Lechang Temple's Linwood ceremony, I also call on their name.
他为什么不敢公开呢？
Why didn't they want to let it known? First,
大家跟他借钱，
they don't want anybody to borrow money from them. Second,
他的儿子在场，
their son
他带着儿
was
子，
also there. They brought their son with
他的
them,
儿子会乱花钱，
and the son would just
所以
spend
他
it all.
中奖不让他的儿子知道。
So even when they won the lottery, they didn't let their son
有一
know.
次他来问事，
One time, they came for spiritual consultation, and the
我
son
说
was next to them.
你中，
So I said, "You got," and they went like this.
就中，
Just one. But Chinese homophones, like,
我没有再讲下去。
I didn't continue
他儿子花掉他很多钱，
because their sons had spent lots of their money.
威力彩
So they got the power lottery in
让他
Taiwan
儿子知道，
and didn't want to let their son know.
这是中彩券的。捐的
That's so the lottery winner was real,
我们这边
and they
中
really
彩券的也
came.
很多，
And we have many others who won
马来西亚
lotteries in Australia, Malaysia,
另外还有布鲁内的
Brunei,
布鲁内中彩券的，还有这个马来西亚，还有
Malaysia,
利亚，
Australia,
另外美国的
and America.
中这个乐透的
You got
1亿6千万美金，
160 million US dollars.
这次大法会也有来。
Also was at the grand ceremony this time.
满愿童子
So this wish-fulfilling child will fulfill everybody's wish.
你花个心愿来参加这个法
So
会
you make a wish to come attending the ceremony, becoming a primary supplicant. You make a wish,
满大家的愿。
and I wish that the wish-fulfilling child will fulfill everybody's
我在
wishes.
问事房间里面，
In my spiritual consultation room, I enshrine
然
this
后在
Pingala.
正佛密院的
And at the Tripura Tantric Quarters altar, I also enshrine
正佛密院
Pingala.
也供了满愿童子，另外在
And also at the South Mountain
也有满愿
Retreat,
童子
I also
在我的
enshrine
问事房
Pingala.
间
In my spiritual
满愿
consultation room, there's also Pingala.
在中委会
At the Tripura
我坐
Foundation,
的旁边也有满愿童子，
next to my desk, there's also Pingala.
当师尊也要满自
As
己
a
的愿。
guru, I have to fulfill my own wish.
现在通知大家，
I would like to
下个礼拜天
announce now
10月
for next
6号
Sunday, October
下午
6th
3
at 3 p.m.
是麻利之天
There will
魔
be
法
Marichi Homa
Marichi
fire
Temple
offering
Mofa.
ceremony. Marichi.
哇，麻利之天那是
Marichi
我们的初布拉 school 的大
is
护法
our True Buddha School's great protector.
他是在大日之前疾走的麻利之天。
And she
Marichi
travels in front of the sun. In the Marichi Sutra, it's
你
mentioned
修了这一尊，
by practicing this deity,
就不会有人欺你
then nobody will cheat you.
不会有人伤害你。
Nobody will harm you.
那你自己有这个最大的护法，
And you have the greatest Dharma protector. Nobody will steal from you.
有麻利之天菩萨。
This is Marichi Bodhisattva.
我这个香袋里面有麻利之天
In my monk bag, I have a Marichi.
摸了半天。
I'm looking for it for a long time.
麻利之天，
Marichi.
麻利之天，
Marichi Devi.
德大士，麻利之天，
Great master.
日本德大士，麻利之天。
Oh, from Japan temple.
我麻利之天随身的，
Marichi is always with
对不对？
me, right?
我不止一个麻利之天哦，我这边带
And
着
not just one, I have one here too.
有麻利之天哦， 不怕人家欺负。
With Marici, he would not be afraid to be mistreated by others.
所以修这个法很好。
So practicing this Dharma is excellent. She will protect us. She's under contract with us.
而且他的手印呢，
And the mudra,
这个手印，他是
Is
这个
this-
日本武士
she is
忍者
the
的
Japanese
守护神，
samurais and ninjas protector.
跟忍者的守护神。 日本的武士跟忍者都是修麻里之天，
So all the samurais and a ninja in Japan practice Marici.
那满愿童子有一个秘密咒：天罗神、地罗神、天灵灵、地灵灵、诃利地母勒令，满愿童子降来临。
There is a secret mantra to Pingala.
地灵灵
May the heaven respond, may the earth respond. Mother Haditi commanded Pingala to descend,
童子的母亲。
and you chanted 100,000 times. And Haditi mother is the mother of Pingala.
他是得到这个释迦牟尼佛。
So he received Sakyamuni Buddha's
那钵啦，读作钵吧。
alms bowls,
他放
How
在
do you
钵里面
pronounce it?
把它关起来，
because
结
the
果得到这
Buddha
个钵的
captured
加
him
持
and inside his alms bowl and received the blessings through the
他就
alms
坐
bowl.
在荷叶上面。
And there was a lotus leaf growing from the alms bowl, and he was sitting on top of the lotus leaf. And he is the wish-fulfilling child.
这不是笑话啊！
This is not a joke.
贪财好色，听起来不像是好话。
Loving money
其实
and
你理解
sex
错。
are not a good thing.
贪财
It's
其实是
the,
想多
but
赚
that's
钱。
wrong. Actually,
好色
greedy
证
for
明你的
money
身
is
体
that
健
you
康
just want to earn more money. And if you love sex, that means you're
你连
healthy.
这个想法都没有，
If you don't
那
even
你是不
think
是
this
成
way,
仙呢？
then are you a saint?
这样子解释对吗？
Is that a good logic?
贪财就是你想多赚一点钱，
So greedy for
每个人都
money
贪财
means
嘛。
you want to earn more money. So
就想多
everybody is
赚一点
greedy
钱。
for money
好
because you
色，
want to make more money.
你身体不行，你能够好
And
色？
loving sex, if your body is no
对不对？
good, how can you love sex? Right?
证明你身体好啊！
So that proves that your body is good.
你不能讲说师尊好色。
So you cannot say that Grandmaster loves
我80
sex.
岁了嘞，
I'm 80 already.
80嘞，
80.
台湾岁是80岁了，好，台湾岁是80岁。
That's
80岁
Taiwanese
了，
age.
师尊有没有好色？
Does Grandmaster love sex? I don't know.
终于结婚了。
Finally,
长
he
得漂
got
亮不
married.
说，车是丈母娘买的。
Not only the
别墅
wife
是
is
丈母娘买的。
beautiful, the
我都没有花
car
什么
was
钱。
bought by her
卖行开
mother,
始
the
也是
villa
顺
was
利，
bought by her
就
mother.
是最后
I didn't
送入
spend
洞房的时
anything.
候啊，
And
挽着媳
then
妇
getting married
上
all
楼
went
梯，
well.
脚
And
一
then
滑，
getting into
结果
the
醒过来，
wedding room and getting up the
做梦。
stairs. And I slipped and woke up.
哎， 今天不是要讲维摩诘经吗？
And we talking about Vimalakirti Sutra today. Last night,
我告诉大家很真实的，
I'm telling you something truthful.
是做梦，
It was a
也
dream,
不是做梦。
but also not a dream.
昨天晚上
Last night,
我差不多1点半
about
上
1:30,
床睡觉，
I got on the bed.
结果这一睡啊，睡到9点半。
This sleep,
我今天早上9点半
I slept until 9:30 a.m. So this morning I woke up at 9:30,
这个录音来了，
and Duin came.
录音啊，那个佛亲 Andy 带着
For
录音
Ching
到我家里
Andy
来
brought Lu In
是
to my
录音
house,
把我吵醒，
and she woke me up.
录音来了，我还在
So
睡
Lu
觉。
In came, and I was still asleep.
昨天晚上我去了哪里？
And where have I gone to last night?
你们能够
Guess
猜中吗？
Can you guess correctly?
猜中我给你一个棒棒糖。
If you guess correctly, I'll give you a lollipop.
是荷叶童子的棒棒糖。
That's Bingala's lollipop.
很甜的。我昨天晚上啊，真的，一闭眼，就
Last
在我
night,
相机国，
as soon as I closed my eyes, I went
相
to
机
the
净土，相机
to
净
the
土
Pure Land of
相机佛。
accumulation of fragrances.
我去了那里啊，
I went
吃
there
香饭呐，
and I ate
饭
fragrance
非常的
meal,
香啊，
very
他给我一个
fragrant
便当盒
rice or
我就
dish.
吃，
Give me a
吃
bento
的很好
box.
吃，掉的
and
满地都是。
It was very tasty,
旁边
and I
几个大菩萨。
dropped several. That
啊
dropped a
旁
lot
边有
of
几个大菩萨
on the
是
ground, and there were
他们讲
many
说
great
这个-
bodhisattvas, and they said,
这个香积佛来了，
the Buddha of accumulated
香积佛来了，
fragrances have
糟
come.
糕！我正
And
在
I thought,
吃
oh
那个
no.
香积饭，
I was eating the accumulated
香积佛的饭
fragrance
很香
meal,
很香，
very
很好吃的，
fragrant,
连
very
便当盒
tasty,
旁边的那个
delicious.
米我都挑起来吃。
I
而且
ate
掉了一
even
地的
every
那个-
grain of rice
那个
on
我都不好意
the
思，哎呀。
box, and I dropped it on the
等一下那个
ground, and I felt
香
bad.
积佛来了，看到我怎么
And
办？
in a bit, oh no, what if the Buddha of
我
accumulated
就这个用
fragrances
袖
saw
子一
me?
扫，
So I used my
饭就没有。
sleeve to sweep
饭就
it,
消
and
失
all
掉。
the rice grains
然
disappeared.
后呢，我
And
一看，
then
他们
took a
这个
look.
很多大菩萨，
And there were many
出去
great
迎接香积
bodhisattvas
佛。
went out
我说
to
糟糕
greet and welcome the Buddha
我
of
这个小人
accumulated
物在这
fragrances.
里，
And I thought, oh
不好
no,
意思，
I'm just a nobody. And here I felt
一个念头，我要融入虚
embarrassed.
空。
So with one thought, I want to
一个
merge
念
with
头
the
产生，
cosmic
我
space.
就
And
进
with
入
that
虚空，
thought,
整个人
I
就消
enter
失。
into the sky and disappeared.
我如何到香积果的？
So how did I
是
get
一
to
个念
this
头，
Buddhaverse of
明天要讲
accumulated
啊
fragrances?
这
It's just with that
个
one thought that
就
tomorrow
是要讲
I
维摩
will
诘经，
expound on the Vimalakirti
维摩
Sutra,
诘经要讲香积品，
and that's a chapter on the
一个念头
accumulated fragrances. With
才
that
一念
thought,
融入虚空，
just with
就
one
到了香
thought,
积果啊。
I merged with the cosmic space and arrived
我
at
吃了
the Buddha
吃了
land
他
of
们给我一个
accumulated
便当，
fragrances and ate
我就吃
a bento box that they
好
gave
香
me,
哦！
and I ate it.
一
Oh,
个
it's
便
so
当全部都吃
delicious.
了。
I ate the whole thing.
我好久没有吃过饭了，
It's been a long time since I ate any rice.
而且那么香，
Very fragrant rice.
哦，这是真实的哦。
That was
我告诉
real.
你啊，
That was
我不讲
truthful.
假话。
I never say anything but the
昨
truth.
天晚上
Last
我到了
night,
香积净土，
I
怎么去
went
的？
to the
一念
Pure
就
Land
到，
of accumulated
一个
fragrances,
念
and
头
how
融入
I
虚
got
空，
there
就到了
with
香
one
积果，
thought and with the fusion with the cosmic
然后又
space.
从香积国
And I
看
arrived
到香
there
积
And then I saw the Buddha of cumulative fragrances arriving, and with one thought, I merged with the cosmic space and then returned to the human world.
跟你讲的是真实的。
That was real.
刚刚因为讲了一个笑话，就想起来。
It's just not because I told that joke, so I thought of it.
有一个美女准备下海游泳。
A beautiful lady was about to swim in the ocean, and there was a lifeguard that told her, it's prohibited to swim here. And the beautiful lady was unhappy, upset, and said, why didn't you tell me before I took off my clothes? And then the guard said, but it's not prohibited to take off clothes. You cannot swim in the ocean, but you can take off your clothes. 有一支部队在一个荒野进行军事演习。 There was a group of soldiers
打向了一片农民的菜地里面。
Soldiers that's doing a drill, a military drill on a field, and they threw dynamite, and they threw it off target, and then from there came out a person all in suit and said that I was stealing a cabbage, and does it deserve to be hit by a dynamite? Now let's do the Q&A question from Lian Hua Jiao from Singapore. Homage to the respected Guru Buddha, I humbly beseech you to remain in the world to turn the Dharma wheel. I would like to inquire. The Master has mentioned that having the same vows as the yidams facilitates a connection with the yidam. So if I practice Guru Yoga and make the same vow as you to shatter my body into dust to save sentient beings lifetime after lifetime, would this vow cause me to reincarnate in the six realms life after life? And if so, is there a risk of losing my way in samsara if my foundation is not solid? Second question. Bodhisattvas generate bodhicitta with the aspiration to attain Buddhahood. However, after becoming a Buddha and fully realizing no phenomena of self, others, sentient beings, and lifespan, as you, esteemed Grandmaster, have, why do they continue striving to save sentient beings? What is the underlying reason? What's the underlying reason? That's my bad luck. I did not know that delivering sentient beings lifetime after lifetime means that I would just be cycling in the transmigration of samsara. I made the vow, but I did not know that I have to stay in samsara. But after you made the vow, you cannot take it back. But it's done. Now it doesn't matter whether it's samsara or sukhavati or abhirati or the pure land of the accumulated fragrances. Well, it's done. But after you've done it, you're afraid that you will stay in samsara. What are you afraid of? Samsara is just a dream, an illusion. So what if you come or not? You come and no coming and no going. So I've mentioned that having the same vows as the yidams makes it easy to gain spiritual union. That's right. So shatter the body to save sentient beings lifetime after lifetime. So if I make the same vow, do I stay in samsara forever? But let me tell you, if you have attainment, just stay in samsara. Because we have Buddha in
你如果
samsara
基础
too.
不牢
Which
固的时
Buddha?
候，
Sakyamuni
可能
Buddha.
会迷失在轮回之中。
So if
当
your
然，
foundation is not solid, you will
你没有
get
修
lost
成，
in
就
samsara.
在六道
That's
轮
of
回啊。
course. If
修
you have
成
no
了，
attainment,
你
you
就是
would be
娑
in
婆
the
世界
rebirth
的佛，
cycle.
怕
But
什
if you
么
have
怕？
attainment, you're the Buddha in
对不
samsara.
对？
So what are you afraid of?
丢，
Right? Right.
修成了，哪里都可以去。
So if you have attainment, you can
像
go
我昨天
anywhere.
晚上
Like last
就
night,
在香积净土，
I
不去的
was
香
in
积
the
净
pure
土。
land of accumulated fragrances.
第二个，他问
Second
菩
question.
萨发起菩提心，是在成
Bodhisattvas
佛。
generate
然而
bodhicitta
当
with the
成
aspiration
佛
to
圆
attain
满觉
Buddhahood.
悟，
However,
真实
upon
了悟
becoming
了
a
无我
Buddha
相、
and
无
fully
人相、无众生相、
realizing
无寿者相，
the non-phenomena of self, other
为
sentient
何
beings
仍
and
然
life
致
strength,
力于度众生？
why do
此
they
行为
continue
的
striving to
缘
save
由
sentient
为
beings?
何
What's
在？
the real
原因就
underlying
是众生
reason?
可怜呐、
And the reason is because they have pity and compassion towards sentient
还是
beings.
慈悲众生嘛？
Because they are
对不对？
compassionate towards sentient beings, right?
所以那个弘一大师讲了，
So Master Hong Yi
你
said,
肉眼只是看到名利，
the physical eyes
天眼
only see
你就看到
fame
轮
and
回；
benefits. The celestial eyes can see
那
the
华眼
reincarnations.
你就看到那个因
Dharma
果，
eyes see the
慧
cause
眼
and effect.
你就看
Wisdom
到梦
eyes
幻。
see a dream
一切都是梦
illusory
幻。
dreamlike and
你到了
illusory.
佛眼，
When you reach the Buddha
就是慈
eyes,
悲吗？
that's compassion.
你成就了就是慈悲，
Once you have
慈悲的六
attainment,
道众生啊，
then you
他们
have
缘起
compassion,
就在
compassion
大佛，
toward the sentient beings.
还是众生，
Their origin
何不
is
度
in
化
the
他们呢？是
samsara.
慈悲众生啊，
So
在
they
众生受
are
苦，
still sentient beings.
生
So
老
why
病
don't you
死
help them and save them?
很苦啊，
Because they're suffering,
还是要来度
going
众生。
through birth, aging,
缘由的
sickness, and death.
缘由何在？就是慈悲啊！
So what's the reason? The
And I
underlying
know.
reason is compassion. Now do you understand?
啊，新加坡的莲花菊叶问的，
Lian Hua Ji from
新加
Singapore.
坡有一个人呢、经常化名来问，
There was someone in Singapore who changed
画一个
names to
名啊，
us
专门挑
just to
那
make
些
up
那
a
个
name
那个人家答不出来的来问，
and ask questions that's hard to answer.
随便标一个名字就来问。
You can just say any name and then
搞不清楚他是谁。
ask questions, and we don't know who they are.
立辉知道，立辉知道他是谁，
But Li
立辉
Fei
知道
knows
是他
who
哥
they
哥。
are. It's her brother.
好啦，今天要讲香积火品第10。
So today we will talk about Chapter 10, the Buddha of Accumulated Fragrances.
香积火品第10，我刚刚已经讲过了。
Just now I have talked about it.
为什么叫做香积？
Why is it called accumulated
你
fragrances?
看我们那个厨房，佛教、
Or the Buddha of
佛
accumulated
教一般
fragrances?
的寺庙里面的厨房，
Look at
叫
the
做香积
kitchens
厨。香积
at
厨，
the temples are usually called
佛教
accumulated
的那个
fragrances.
厨房都贴着
kitchens
香积厨房。为什么叫香积厨房？
Buddhist
从这里来
kitchens are
是摩
called
羯
accumulated fragrances kitchens. Why are they named that way?
香
From
积
this
火品
Vimalakirti
第
Sutra.
10于是舍利佛心念
Chapter 10, the Buddha of accumulated fragrances. At this time, Sariputra thought to himself, it's time for meals. What will this Bodhisattvas eat? Vimalakirti, knowing his thoughts, said to him, the Buddha teaches the 8 liberations which you, the Venerable One, practice. How can you think of food while listening to the Dharma? If you wish to eat, please wait a moment. I shall provide you with food you have never experienced before.
这一品开始啊，是舍利弗心里
So
在
this
想，
chapter
舍利弗
starts
是十大弟子之
Sariputra
一，
thought to himself,
Sakyamuni
Sariputra
Buddha
is
Sudati.
one of the 10 great
He心里在
disciples
想，
of Sakyamuni Buddha.
我们坐在这里听
He
经法，
thought to himself,
已经
we
到
are
了快到
listening to
中午。
Dharma and it's about noon.
你知道那个那时候有一个戒律，过午不食。
There was a precept back then that they don't eat after
他
noon,
们就不吃东西
after
了，
noon.
已经快过午了。
The
为什么还没
noon
有
has
饭可以
almost passed. How come there's no
舍利弗
meals
心
to
里在
eat?
想，他想吃东
Sariputra
西了。
was thinking to himself, he wanted to eat something.
所有的菩萨，那时候他想说，这么多的菩萨在这里，
And he thought, so many
大家
bodhisattvas
都
are
快要吃
here,
饭了。
and
有
everybody
阿罗汉
is,
也在这里，
it's time
菩萨
to
也在
eat
这
for
里，
everybody, our hearts and
那很多的
bodhisattvas.
天人都在这里。快到中午以后就不能吃了，
And the
现在肚
heavenly
子饿了，
beings, and the
应该要
noon
吃东西。
has almost passed, and we are hungry.
维摩诘的房间
And
里
after
面
that,
又
we
没有
cannot
食物
eat. But there's no food in the
只有他
room
一个人。
of Vimalakirti.
到哪里去找东西吃啊？
Only him by himself.
他正在想的时
Where
候，
can he
舍
find
利弗
any
正在
food?
想的时候，维摩诘就知道
As Sariputra was
Yes,
thinking that, Vimalakirti knew
知其意而
because
已，
he had
知
a
道他心
transcendent
中在
power.
想，过午不食了，现在应该要吃饭了。
So Vimalakirti knew Sariputra was thinking
这
that
个
the noon
他就
has
开
almost
始讲，
passed, it's time to eat.
佛说八解脱，
So
佛
he
有讲
said to
八
Sariputra,
种解脱
the
的方法。
Buddha teaches the 8 liberations, 8
仁者
methods
受
to be
刑，你
liberated,
舍利弗啊，
which you,
应该要
Sariputra,
遵守。
should uphold, right?
你还有食欲，
How
你还
can
想吃
you
东西？你不知道吗？
think about
修
eating
行的人
food?
啊，以
Don't you
空气
know
为食。
That a spiritual cultivator should eat air?
什么是最好的食物？
Guru Padmasambhava said, what is the best
空
kind
气
of
是最好
food?
的食物。
It's air. Air is the best kind of food.
禅宗的人讲，以禅
A
业
Zen
为食。
Buddhists say that the best kind
你
of
打坐
food
的时候啊，
is
哪里想到
Zen,
吃什么东西？
Zen bliss. When you
打
meditate,
坐
you
之后
don't think
清
about
安
food.
快乐，以
When you
这个清
meditate, you
安
feel
快乐为
light,
食，
light and
就是
blissful,
你的食物。
and that lightness
莲花
and
生大
bliss
师讲，
are your
空气就
food.
是你的食物。
And Guru Padmasambhava said the air is your food.
你到现在还想吃
And
饭，
now you still want to eat
什么东西啊？
rice?
那你是
What
什
are
么
you?
佛的大弟子，笑死人！
How could you be the Buddha's
你
10
如果想
great
吃东西，
disciple? I mean, great disciples. So embarrassing. If you want to eat,
那个
wait.
维摩诘讲说，我让
Vimalakirti
你
said,
吃到尘来
I will
未曾有的好吃的东
I
西。
shall provide you with food you have
这
never
上就是这个意思了。维摩
experienced
诘讲说，
before.
哎，你既然想吃东西，
That's what this
还
excerpt
是凡
is
夫
about.
俗子。
If you still want to eat,
大
that
菩
means
萨哪
you're
里
just a
要吃
mundane
什么东
being.
西？得到解脱的人还吃什么东西呢？
So great bodhisattvas, the liberated person does not think about eating. But if you don't eat, you'll die of hunger.
可以不吃的，
But it's okay, it's
空气
fine
就
not
是
to
最
eat.
好的食物。
Air is the best kind of
莲
food,
华生大师，
Guru Padmasambhava stated.
禅
States.
宗禅定的人哪里想到吃东
In
西？
Zen Buddhism, the meditators
禅定
never
里
think
面啊，
about eating.
他的禅定的
In
业益
meditation,
心情的快乐就是最好的饮
the bliss and happiness are the best kind of
食。以
food.
禅业为食啊，
The bliss, the
这个时
meditative
候呢，
bliss is
他
the
说
food.
维摩诘就跟那舍利弗讲，
So
你
Vimalakirti
既
told
然想吃
Sariputra,
东西，
since you want to
好
eat,
维摩诘他
okay.
进入三昧，他进入三昧
Vimalakirti
地，
entered Samadhi.
以神通力示诸大众。
Through his transcendent power, he showed the great assembly. He had great
显现
transcendent
神通
power.
力让大家看，
After entering Samadhi,
所有的人都
to
看到
let
了。
everybody see.
上方界
And they all
分
saw
过42恒河沙佛土，
a Buddhaverse up
有一个
above,
国
beyond
叫
as
做众
many as 42 Ganges River
香国。
grains of sand of Buddhaverses,
它
called
就是
the
说
land of accumulated
在沙佛世界
fragrances.
以上，过去有42
So above
恒河沙的国，
samsara, beyond as many as
42
42 Ganges Rivers grains of
沙数的
sand
国土。
of Buddhaverses,
哦，那是多少？
that many
数不清的啦，
Buddhaverses.
不能够算。
It's impossible to
谁知
count.
道我们宇宙有多大？
Who knows how
有谁
big is the
敢讲？
universe?
科
Our
学家
universe?
也
The
不敢讲宇
scientists
宙有多大。
don't dare to say how big our universe
哪
is.
一个科学家讲说宇宙有多少个宇宙？
Is there a scientist who said that how
有
many
人讲
universes
科
there
学
are?
家讲太阳有100个，
There was a scientist that
我们
said
只有
there
看到
are
一个。
100 suns and we only see one.
这世界有多大？
How big is the world?
很大很大的，数也数不清
Huge,
的。42
countless
个恒河沙，恒河沙是
42
不是
Ganges
一粒
rivers
有42条的恒河
and
沙，
grains
加
of
起来那么
sand.
多的净土上
So
面有一个
of
国
this many
叫
Ganges
做众
rivers,
香国，
that many Buddhaverses. There
国
is
的名号
a
叫做香积。
Buddhaverse or
香
Pure
积
Land
国。
called accumulated
昨天晚上我去过，
fragrances. And I went there last
国
night.
号香积。现在
And
呢
the，Buddha
它的
is named
国家呢，
accumulated fragrances
香气
Buddha.
比以十方诸佛世界人天之香
Who was
最
present in
为
the
第一
assembly.
它的
The
国家全部
fragrance
都
of
是
that
香。
Buddhaverse surpasses all the fragrances of the heavenly and human worlds of the ten
熊
directions.
胖的啦，
Everything is fragrant there.
什么香？花也是香的，
The flowers are fragrant.
房子也是香
The
的，
houses are fragrant.
车子也是香
The
的。
cars are fragrant.
反正你园林是香的，房子也是香的，哪里都是香的。
The gardens are fragrant
全部都是
everywhere.
香。
Everything
你到那个
is
国啊，
fragrant.
闻到了只有香，
When you go to that
哇，很
land,
香。
all that you can
人也是
smell is
香的。
fragrance. The beings are also fragrant.
在那里的众生都是香的，
So the
那里
beings
呀，只有
there are
菩
all
萨，
fragrant. And there are
没有
only bodhisattvas
声闻，
there. No arhats, no
也没有
shravakas,
缘觉，
and no
什么都没有，
prateka
只有
Buddhas.
菩萨跟佛，
Only bodhisattvas and Buddhas are
他们
there.
身上都是香的，
And their
天人
bodies
已
are
经
all
很香了，
fragrant.
他们是
Heavenly beings are
所
already
有一切
fragrant.
的香最为
But
第一的，
they are the first and foremost of all
叫做香
fragrances.
积净土。
It's a Buddhaverse, a pure land, called the Pure Land of
其
accumulated
国香
fragrances.
气比十方诸佛世界人天之香
The
最为
fragrance of
第
that
一呀。
Buddhaverse surpasses all the fragrances of the heavenly and human worlds of the ten
必
directions.
知佛就是缘觉，
In that
声
land,
闻就是阿
there
罗
are
汉，
no Shravakas and Prateka Buddhas,
没有缘觉，唯有清净大菩萨
only
众。
pure great bodhisattvas,
佛为说法，
to
就是
whom
香
the
积
Buddha
佛国的
teaches the Dharma.
香积佛跟所有的菩萨在一起。
So
其
the
以
Buddha of
实相
accumulated fragrances
系
and the
周流
bodhisattvas are
十方无
together.
量世界。
All
它的
pagodas
香
and
气啊，
structures in
可
that
以
realm
到
are made of
无量的世
fragrance.
界，以香
They walk on
全部都
fragrant
是
ground, all gardens are
其
fragrant.
界
The
一
aroma
切
of
界
their
以
food
香为罗
permeates
格，
countless
罗
worlds in all
格全部都是
directions.
香的，金星香地晚宴
So
界
all
香，
the structures are
花园
fragrant.
树木
They walk on fragrant
住的地
ground. All
方
the
全部
gardens
都
are
是香，
fragrant. The
其
trees
实
and the
香气周
plants
流十方无
are
量
all
法界，
fragrant. The
十比佛以
aroma
诸
of
菩
their
萨
food
方共
permeates
持。
countless worlds
那
in
个
all
佛跟所有
directions.
的菩萨
At
坐
that
下来一
time,
起吃东
this
西，
Buddha
吃
was
的也是
dining with
香
the
的。
bodhisattvas,
有
and
诸
they
天
also
子，
eat
有很
fragrant
多的天
meals.
子，
And there are many celestial princes, all named ornament of fragrance. So the ornament of fragrant child also came from there, making offering to them, had all aroused the aspiration. So the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas was dining there, eating very, very fragrant food. So the celestial princes, all named ornament of fragrance, had aroused the aspiration for the mind of Anuttara Sambodhi and were making offerings to that Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. So in the Saha world, because Vimalakirti was in deep meditation, to let them see all the Buddha verses of the accumulated fragrances, to see the Buddha of accumulated fragrances and the great Bodhisattvas eating fragrant meals. I just told you, right? I ate the meal, the rice, and it dropped to the ground, and I just swept it and disappeared. And when I noticed that the Buddha of cumulative fragrances arriving, I felt embarrassed because this little one from the samsara, I was too embarrassed to meet the Buddha, so I merged with the cosmic space that disappeared and returned to samsara. That was real last night. With one thought, I entered the sky, and you can go anywhere. This is the Saha world. And yet the Dharma bodies are in Singapore or Australia or Europe or any country. And they can see the Dharma bodies with one thought. One thought. By the majestic, great power of Golden Mother and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, with one thought you can reach wherever you think. The Dharma bodies can do that. So you say you're in the Saha world, but it's all the same, non-arising and non-ceasing. You can go anywhere. So the Saha world is also a land or a pure land. It's called the Saha pure land. Everything is the same. Anywhere is fine. Non-arising and non-ceasing. So when Vimalakirti entered into Samadhi, and through his great transcendent power manifested for the assembly to see, the great bodhisattvas, the arhats, the celestial princes, to see the pure land of the accumulated fragrances, the pagodas, the gardens, everything is fragrant. And the fragrance reach all directions, all 10 directions. And the Buddha and Bodhisattva was dining. And all the celestial princes, that was the ornament of fragrance, who came from this pure land. And they generated the heart to make offerings to the Buddha and all the Bodhisattvas. And the whole assembly saw this situation at that pure land. That was this peace. So all the kitchens at the temples would name them the kitchens of accumulated fragrances, and that came from this Vimalakirti Sutra. So they always make delicious food, like the food made at the Seattle kitchens.
彩虹蝶当时做的菜也是很好。
And the food made at the Rainbow Temple kitchens also very delicious.
娑婆世界真的是，娑婆世界也有佛啊，释迦牟尼佛啊。
The Saha world also, there are also Buddhas in the Saha world, like Sakyamuni Buddha and many Bodhisattvas and many celestial beings have been reincarnated in the Saha world, and they can speak the celestial language and can dance the celestial dances and celestial characters who look like the clouds in the sky. Ever changing and turning around. That's called cloud scripts.
云的文字，你看那个藏文跟天图的文，他们称为云字。
So,
梵文
a Sanskrit and many Indic languages. And also Tibetan scripts are called cloud scripts, just like the clouds changing. So the celestial scripts are very nice, and also celestial dances are very nice to see. And that Vietnamese disciple, where are you sitting at?
你那个文字是自然写出来的吗？
Did you write that script naturally?
我麦克风给你。
Microphone.
Tiếng này sư chân xưa.
Homitsuka Master.
你那个文字是自然写出来的吗？
Did you write that script
你知道
just like
你
that
你写的是
naturally?
什么东西吗？
Do you know what you're writing?
Do you understand?
丁理师尊我妹妹说，有时候她明白她在写什么，有时候她不晓得她在写什么。
My sister said that sometimes she knows what she's writing, sometimes she
显
doesn't.
现出来可以，
It disappears
在内心。
你们
from
几点走？今
inside.
天
What time are you leaving today?
回答师尊，我们7点左右，7点半要出机场，要在机场。
要去机场。
We must be at the airport at 7.
要在机场。
7点钟要在机场。现在已经5点04分了，马上就要去了。
So you have to leave soon.
好。那也没有时间问你了。
No time to ask you. Only 2
7点
hours.
半也可以，师尊。
Or 7:30.
没关系啦，你们下次再来，好吗？
Come again next time.
Next
Okay?
time you can come to Seattle. Okay. I have a question for you.
I have a question for you.
我想问他们，
I want to ask
他
them.
懂得这个天语，还有能够学天语。
They understand the celestial language, dance the celestial dances, and I want to know to what level. I want to ask them a few questions.
其实我们这里啊，
They're
很
very
多人
good.
才，
We have so many talented and gifted people,
而且呢
those who can
也可以
speak
到处
celestial
努力。
language,
你到过
and those who can
到过
travel
佛国净土
everywhere.
吗？
Have you been to the Pure Land and the Buddha land?
你到过天上吗？
妹妹说昨天
My sister said
师尊在
yesterday
梦里去那个三级净土的时候，
when Grandmaster in your dream went to the Buddha
Sư
roots of the
Tôn chưa?
accumulated fragrances, she knew.
妹妹说昨天晚
My sister
上
said
师
last
尊
night
到佛国净土的那边吃那个东西，是他 交请给世尊的。
So she was the one to make offering of the food that Grandmaster ate last night at that Pure Land of accumulated fragrances.
师尊他的意思是说，昨天晚上呢，师尊去江吉国那边呢吃那个饭的时候呢，是他的妹妹呢，她有这个心招请师尊过去那边吃那个饭，就邀请师尊去那边吃那个饭。
哇，
他好像他
What?
他邀请我去吃的。
好像
She's the one that invited me
那个
to
饭
eat
给世
that.
尊的。
She ordered the rice for
给我
Grandmaster.
吃的。
对，对。
哇，很
Wow.
好很好，
Excellent, excellent.
吃的很开心。
I ate it with pleasure.
你看吗？
See?
人家的，就是我们虽然在娑婆世界，
Although we are
其实
in
也
the
可
Saha
以到任
world,
何一个世界。
actually we can go to any other world.
我是这样的记得，我有经过
As I
他们
remembered,
吃饭的地方。
I passed by the place where they
当然，
ate.
我也拿了一盒这个
So
这
I
个便
took
当
a
盒，里面
box
有这个
of
香饭。
meal with the fragrant
我
rice.
就坐在那个宫殿的大门口，
So I sat at the front door of that
开始吃饭。
palace
但是
hall
我有那
and
个饭盒
started to
到底
eat.
是谁拿给我的？我没有注意看。
But I did not
是
pay
有人
attention
拿
who
拿一个
gave
香
the
饭
box
给
to
我，
me.
但是我没
Someone
有注意看。
gave the box, but I did not pay attention.
那个食堂，
I just passed by that
他们吃
dining
饭的
room,
地方，
the
经过
place
那
where
个
they
香积佛果的食
eat
堂，他们给我香
at
饭，
that
我就
Pure
坐
Land
在
of
大殿的门
accumulated
口，
fragrances.
所有很多
So
佛
I
菩萨出来
sat at
迎
the
接香积
door,
佛，
and then
进入
many
他们
great
的宫殿，
bodhisattvas
然后我坐在宫殿门口的阶梯上
appearing
吃饭，
to welcome the
吃
Buddha
吃
of the
吃吃，
accumulated
掉了满
fragrances.
地的香米，
So I ate at the front door and then dropped all the rice
那
on
个
the
大菩
ground.
萨就站在我旁边，
And the great
然后
bodhisattva stood by next to me,
是要拉住我，
and they
然
wanted to
后
hold
香饭
me.
丢在那里，我觉得说不好
But the
意思，
fragrant rice were on the ground. I felt embarrassed. Oh, I was too greedy.
那个便当盒旁边的几粒米，
Even there's just a few grains of rice on the side of the box. After I finished the meal, I also
然后
ate
旁边
those.
又掉了一地的这个
And then
香
I
米，
also dropped
我就用
quite
火
a
一下，
lot of
它就
grain
消
of
失掉
rice, and then I just
然后我一
swept them
看
like that, and they
香积佛
disappeared.
来了，他们去迎接
When I saw that the Buddha
那
was
个大
arriving,
菩萨
as
拉
and
着
the
我的
great
手，也要
bodhisattvas
去
were
迎接那个
welcoming
香积
the
佛。
Buddha of accumulated
他
fragrances,
们拉我过去的时
and
候，
they
我
were
说不
trying
好意
to
思，我
to
不
to
是你
get
们
me there
这里的
too. And I felt like,
不好意
oh
思，
no, no,
我就一个
that's
念头，
that's not right.
我要
I'm
回
not
到
a
虚空，
bodhisattva here.
然后我就
So
进入
just
虚
with the
空，
thought, I want to
整个人就
return
消
to
失掉
the
了。
cosmic
那个大菩
space,
萨
and I
一拉我的
entered the
手，
space
大
and
菩萨一
disappeared.
看，我不见，
And the bodhisattva was
原
holding
来
my
我已经
hand,
在
and
虚
I
空
disappeared.
融入虚空，
And
回
I
到娑
had
婆世
merged
界，
with the cosmic space
是
and
这样，
returned to samsara. That's how it was.
很清楚，
Very
这
clearly
个是很清楚的。昨天晚上
last
昨天晚
night.
上掉了几粒米，我都可以看得清楚。
I
便
could
当盒旁边还有
see
几粒
very
香米，
clearly
我用舌头
how
把它
many
舔起
grains of rice, and there were
舔一舔，
just a few
太好
grains
吃
of
了，
rice on the
好
side
久
of
没
the
有吃过
box.
饭。
And I licked them all. It was so delicious. It's been so long since I
我
ate
相
some
信我的
rice.
饭是真的很好吃。
So the rice of this
香
Buddha
米，
land of accumulated
我们知道有
fragrances
泰
is
国香米，
extremely delicious.
啊，
We know but the
日
jasmine
本
of
是
fragrant rice of
新
Thailand.
泻出产的米是日本最好吃的。
Oh, and the
新泻
most delicious
一个
rice
地
from
方叫做
Japan,
新泻，
called
去过吗？
Xinxie. Oh, I don't-
有谁
Have
去
you
过？
been there?
你
It's
去
a
过？
it's an area
新
in
泻的米是
Japan.
最好吃的。日本第一名的米 在新泻
It's the most superior, the best kind of rice
啊，
in
新泻的
Japan.
米是最好吃的
It's called
啊，泰国香米也很好吃。
新泻。
我在香积佛国吃的米
I'll show it.
非常好吃。
So, and Thai
早上
rice, Japanese
到
rice
9
are
点半醒过
also
来的时候
tasty, but the rice at
真
this Buddha
正
land.
有味，丁丁有味呀，
And when I woke up at
嘴里
9:30
还是香的。
in the morning, I still feel the taste. It's so delicious.
真的忘不了，
It's unforgettable.
真的是忘不了。
Is it
人生的
Kushi
事情是
Kari?
很难讲的。像那位师姐，我
So
本来想说，哎，今天
things in the world is
哎
difficult to
会找
say.
她谈一下。
I thought we have some time and can talk about it today, but they're leaving and time is
最后一个笑话，
tight.
老板讲，跟所有的
The
雇员
last
讲，
joke.
要把公司当成你的家。
You should treat the office as your
小明
home.
就回答了，
And Xiaoming said,
那你出去吧，
Sure, it's
这
my
是我的
home.
家。
Get out of here.
Om Mani Padme Hum.
Oh, money, baby, home.